The Fantastic Four have been on a roll this year, from their recent addition to Marvel Rivals, all the memes floating around online, and now, with the release of their first theatrical film in almost a decade. So, what does LEGO have to show for Marvel's first family? This set. And honestly, it's pretty mid. Not terrible, but definitely disappointing. The set is plagued with all the modern issues LEGO Marvel has. The figures do the bare minimum, with reused faces and a severe lack of leg detail. And sure, Galactus looks pretty good, I'll give them that. But even the Devourer of Worlds isn't safe from LEGO's obsession with those ugly construction figures. So that's where I step in. I thought it'd be a fun challenge to take some of the aspects I enjoy from what LEGO gave us and improve them by fixing the set. So with all that said, let's take our first steps into the unknown and see what we're working with. Now, the set as a whole looks really half-baked, and honestly, that's become kind of a trend lately. Back in the day, a new Marvel movie meant the whole wave of new sets to tie in with the film, but nowadays, we're lucky if we even get one set per movie. Isn't that right, Thunderbolts? Oh, my sweet summer child. Perhaps one day. Perhaps. So, when it came to fixing the set, I figured the best way to tackle it was by splitting it into two separate sets. Starting us off, we have set number 21960, the Fantasticar. The set includes 413 pieces and 2 minifigures, being inspired by LEGO's Speed Champions line of sets. Taking a look at the minifigures, we have the smartest man alive himself, Mr. Fantastic. Now, the figure LEGO gave us is pretty alright. My main complaint, apart from the lack of leg detail, is that head. Not only did they give him black hair for some reason, but he looks nothing like my baby girl Pedro Pascal. Overall, not a terrible figure, but can definitely be improved. So, let's fix this guy. I gave him dual molded legs, with some simple printing to represent his boots. The fact LEGO didn't give the team dual molded legs is beyond me. And don't come at me saying, oh, it would probably increase the price of the set even more. If they can afford to give all the figures in a gift with purchase dual molded legs, it does not hurt them to give some to the Fantastic Four. Rant aside, I also gave him a new, more accurate head. I tried capturing Pedro Pascal's likeness to the best of my abilities. He would have a neutral expression, as well as an alternate, angrier expression, using the same hair in a more accurate dark brown color. Lastly, I gave him the existing giant handpiece as an accessory. Next up, we have the Human Torch. Again, what LEGO gave us isn't outright terrible, but it's also not the greatest thing out there. The reused Peter Parker head does not work for me at all, as not only do the eyebrow colors not match the hair, but it looks nothing like Eddie Munn's, Joseph Quinn. Talking about the hair, that Ashen Flash hair is too big and doesn't look anything like Johnny's hair in the film. So, let's fix that up. Like Reed, I gave them the same dual molded legs with boot printing, as their costumes are basically the same. This along with a new head I gave them that matches Joseph Quinn's likeness a lot more, having a confident, smirking expression and an alternate, more serious expression, using the existing side part hairpiece, which ironically was also used for Peter Parker in the past. His head might not be a match, but the hair definitely is. Finally, I gave him some Power Blast pieces in trans orange to represent his powers as an accessory. So, with our improved figures out of the way, let's take a look at the set. For the build, at first, I really struggled to capture the shape of the Fantasticar. It has some relatively complex curves that were really difficult to pull off in LEGO form. But after taking some inspiration from the Incredimobile from the LEGO Incredibles game, this is what I was able to come up with. It would have these grills at the front with the Fantastic Four logo in the middle. This along with some white wheels and these long spiky pieces at the back to represent his extended dome-like trunk. The wheels would also be detachable, allowing it to enter flight mode like in the film. Inside, there would be various levers and buttons with a steering wheel in the middle for Ben to drive, as well as a large interior with 4 seats, so the whole team can fit in comfortably. Ain't that fantastic?
Say that again?
Also, I forgot to mention this, but the doors and cockpit would be able to open, allowing for easy access to the interior of the set. Overall, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Moving on, let's take a look at the second and last set for today. We have set number 21961, Galactus's Baxter Building Ambush. The set includes 976 pieces, 6 minifigures, and 1 buildable character, having almost double the amount of pieces from the original set. Once again, taking a look at the minifigures, we have the Invisible Woman. Jokes aside, the minifigure LEGO gave us is genuinely the worst out of the whole set. Like with Johnny, the reused Black Widow head does not work for me. When I look at this figure, I don't see Sue Storm. I see Black Widow cosplaying as her. She also reuses the same torso as her brother, which isn't bad, but looks weird, as LEGO usually adds negative space to represent more feminine features on female figures. So, let's fix that. Like the others, I gave her the same dual molded legs with boot printing. Then, honestly, the thing I was most annoyed by, the torso. I added the negative space usually seen in female figures to better fit in with Lego's art direction. And I made another new head that more accurately matches Vanessa Kirby's likeness, having a happy expression and an alternate angrier expression, using the same hair from the set. And finally, she would use some dish and flat towel pieces to represent her force shield powers as her accessories. Moving on, finishing off the team, here's the thing. Jokes aside, I don't hate this figure as much as other people. Sure, he looks weird as a minifigure, but he's not really that big enough in the film to deserve being a big fig. So I kinda understand why Lego decided to go in a more traditional route with him. Unlike Sue, I don't mind him reusing the same torso as Johnny, as they basically have the same suit. So in concept, it works. I also really like the head. That new piece with his comically large eyebrows is hilarious and works for me. My only complaint here is the use of the giant hand pieces for his hands. They're too big and make the figure look way out of proportion. Still, I think I can do better, methinks. So let's fix him up. Like the rest of the family, I gave him the same dual molded legs with boot printing. Now, he is a bit taller than the others in the film, so to represent that, I gave him two 1x1 plates that would attach to his legs. Moving up, I gave him this armor piece with some printing that flows down onto his torso, as well as some new arm pieces I made just for him to make him look more buff. Lastly, reusing the same head and headpiece from the set. Now that covers all the figures that came in the original set, but I also went ahead and added a few extras in there to better round out the set. Starting off with humanoid experimental robot B-type integrated electronics, or Herbie. Not only is this the first time we'll see them in live action, but I'm more excited by the fact that Matthew Wood is gonna be voicing them. That's freaking General Grievous voicing this little guy. They have a pretty simple design in the movie, which was really easy to translate to Lego form using some basic pieces, including two new prints for the logo on their torso and their head, with a 2x2 radar piece in trans clear at the bottom to give the illusion they're floating. Finally, they would have the existing baby piece to represent baby Franklin Richards as their accessory. Moving on, we have the Silver Surfer. The choice to adapt Shala Ball over Norrin Rad is a surprise to be sure, but a welcomed one. Unlike others, I don't mind the change. As long as the character fulfills their purpose of being a herald of Galactus, it's fine by me. She would use blank legs, and would use this pearlescent silver color throughout her whole body to represent that chrome look she has in the film. This along with a stern expression and an alternate angrier expression, using what I believe is a new hairpiece, but don't quote me on that. Lastly, using the existing board piece in that same pearlescent silver color as her accessory. I also thought it'd be fun to include variants of some of the four using their powers. Like for Mr. Fantastic, it's the same figure, with the only difference being his torso. He would use the long arm torso used for Ms. Marvel and Elastigirl in the past, or more recently with Luffy from One Piece, with the last figure of the set being the Human Torch in his flame on mode, using trans orange legs with some printing to represent his suit slowly transitioning into pure flames, as well as the Ghost Rider head with the flames coming out of his head. Finally, using the same Power Blast pieces and some flame pieces that would attach to his legs like in the original set as his accessories. Now with all our figures out of the way, I think it's finally time we cover the actual set. For the build, the main change I made was adding the Baxter Building. The Galactus build in the original set was already pretty solid, but I thought it'd be fun to give him something to show off his true scale. Starting off with Galactus, like I said before, the build we got for him is pretty good. Now, if it were up to me, I would have completely replaced the construction figure and made him something more akin to the original Giant Man build we got from Civil War. But in an effort not to stray too far away from the original set, I decided to just make a couple of small changes throughout the build. He would use the same sticker decals and face print from the original set, along with the curved superhero post piece on his back, letting you display the Silver Surfer flying alongside him. The actual build would consist of 3 floors, inspired by some of the recent modular-like sets we've gotten from Marvel. The outside is pretty plain, mostly made up of curved white pieces and blue window pieces to capture all the details the building has in the film. Talking about details, the structure has this weird blank space right in the middle, which I was able to replicate here. And of course, the top floor would have the iconic Fantastic Four logo branding. Taking a look at the inside of the build, it would have a hollow back, allowing for easy access to the inside of the set. The first floor would be the lobby, with various screens and monitors to surveil the building, with this desk with a new sticker decal for the monitor, and a control panel with a side table for a coffee mug, and another new sticker decal for a new news report of Galactus approaching Earth. Moving up, there would be the kitchen. I tried to capture every detail we see from the trailers, including this cooking counter for Ben with a stove and the indoor barbecue, as well as this cabinet at the back and this simple table build with some food and seats for the team to have their family dinner at 7. Finally, the third floor would be Reed and Sue's room, having a bed and a side table with a bottle for baby Franklin Richards. Talking about Franklin, there would be a simple crib build for him with his Galaxy Mobile from the trailers at the top. Also, I forgot to mention this, but the set would be in the same vein as the modular line, allowing you to detach the different floors to rearrange them to fit your needs. So with that done, let's take one final look at the fixed set. Well, there you go. That's all the builds and minifigures from Fantastic Four that I was able to fix for these new and improved custom sets. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider clobbering timing that subscribe button and leaving a like, as it helps out the channel a lot. While you're down there, let me know, do you prefer these sets over the one that was originally released? Looking back at the original set, it's not the worst thing ever, but after putting all this together, I definitely prefer my version to what LEGO originally gave us. As always, have a great day, and remember to stay awesome and creative. See ya! And hey, if you're interested in superhero properties, consider checking out the videos listed on screen right now. On your left, you can find my video based on the masterpiece that is the new Superman movie. If you're more of a gamer, on the right, you can find my Marvel Rivals video. As always, take care, and I'll see you fellow LEGO enjoyers next time.